one space that is really booming is the real estate space. My recent visit to Bangalore actually taught me that there's rapid urbanization happening in Bangalore. And Daulat Capital put out a report where they said that Bengaluru is registering the highest growth amongst all metros in terms of, projects coming through. Brigade Enterprises arm Brigade Tetrarch has acquired a 5-acre land parcel in Bengaluru for 123.5 crore rupees from Bangalore Ceramics. The company plans to develop a residential project with an overall revenue potential of 800 crore rupees. To discuss this and the demand trends, Pavitra Shankar, the MD of Brigade Enterprises, joins us now. Pavitra, thanks a lot for joining in. Before I ask you about your own project, there's so much urbanization that's happening in Bangalore at the moment. One wonders what's going to be the pricing trends, because at some point there's going to be such an oversupply, right? What is your own view of which way prices would head?
Hi. The pricing in Bangalore has been doing well. In fact, the overall market has been doing extremely well. It's about time. I think we've all been waiting for the upcycle in the residential sector. Bangalore has always shown excellent growth. In fact, it's been one of the top housing markets over the last couple of decades, and it's shown stable growth. What's been happening over the last few years is that there has been very low supply. So, and also the demand from customers has been to invest in real estate. So the pricing trends have really supported this despite inventory coming to market as well. So we've seen a dramatic price increase across our portfolio. It is still being supported by customer demand on the ground. And despite whatever supply is being planned by us and others in the space, we're still forecasting very good price growth, because fact of the matter is there hasn't been a lot of supply in the market. And I think the market is still growing in terms of job creation and people moving to Bangalore. That's why you're seeing the rapid urbanization.
All right. Good morning, Pavitra. Well, good times for you guys then, right? Demand is strong, pricing as well is strong. I don't think you can ask for more. But you've also gone ahead and bought a land parcel by one of your arms, I think 120 crores or with a revenue potential of close to around 800 crores. Give us further details out there. Will you be looking at doing a luxury project, since you're already talking about it being a residential project? How many flats, ticket size? Give us more details.
Yeah, so we're still in the design and planning phase, but I can say that this is a very good submarket of Bangalore. It's a growing market. North Bangalore is where a lot of the investment and growth of the city is heading towards the airport. A lot of infrastructure is coming into the area. So that is why it supports so much growth as well. Many parts of the city otherwise are saturated. If you look at east, southeast, etc. In terms of growth, North offers a lot of good land parcels, and I think that is why growth is heading in that direction, supported by infrastructure. So for this parcel, it's about 6 acres. We'll be able to build just under 1 million square feet or so. We're planning to build a premium product here. I think that's an underserved market in this location. We're doing apartments. In terms of exact ticket size and pricing, I know we'll just be going as aggressive as possible, since this is the time to sort of do that. But in terms of exact unit sizes, etc., we're still on the design phase. But mostly it'll be larger units, since that's what the demand seems to be on ground.
So Pavitra, how did you arrive at the revenue potential of 800 crore rupees? And what's the timeline of realizing that?
So we would launch the project as soon as we feasibly can. We're in the design and approval stage. Hopefully we can launch it by the end of the financial year. That's our target. Revenue potential, we look at pricing growth, what we assume we can expect and grow over the course. But again, it's a function of how fast we want to move inventory, or whether we want to pursue a realization strategy. I think that we would be able to finalize once we hit the market and understand if the demand and the product that we've planned for is actually meeting what customers want.
So an average price would be around 8,000 rupees, right? I mean, just putting in the mathematically.
Yeah, if you just want to do a very simple math, but yeah, sure. There are a lot of other factors, but approximately so, yeah.
I just had one follow-up on the property prices in Bengaluru and, your view on that. I read an article which said that the prices are expected to increase further from the 1st of October after the government plans to raise the guidance value. So that will come into force from the 1st of October. Just for the benefit of our viewers, can you explain to us what the implications of this would be? And will that have a major impact on property prices in Bengaluru?
See, the guideline value is just an indicative value at which you can register your properties. Generally, people have already, from when they're buying from a good quality developer, the price at which they're buying is typically higher than whatever the guideline value is. However, in some situations, I think the guideline value can be a little more. So the effect is really on registrations. A lot of customers are coming forward to register their properties prior to the guideline value increase, since it could have an impact on their registration and stamp duties and so on. So from that perspective, we're seeing a lot of rush of people heading to registration. However, there are a lot of issues with the new system at the sub-registrar's offices. So there are some challenges on that front as well. But apart from that, we don't see it really impacting otherwise.
So you're saying, sorry, just one follow-up. You're saying that before the October 1st, people are, rushing in to register. So does that mean your own, sort of sales or collections would also go up now? And is that not a great way to sort of map it for the rest of the year? Just trying to understand what the numbers would look like for you over the next couple of quarters.
So our registration revenue is anyway planned based on, which projects are coming up for OC. So we have good clarity in terms of, how busy the registrations, it will be on the registrations front. We anyway have a couple of large projects that are registering that have got OC over the last quarter or so and have been registering, and many customers are coming forward and registering. So we do expect good registration avenues for Brigade in the coming year, since many of our large projects that we launched, say, 3.5 years ago, are complete and are coming forward for registration. And many of these, many of the customers are also end users. So they do want to go ahead, register, take possession, and start living there. That said, the pressure from the change in the guideline value could be pushing some of them to come forward and register. But as I said, in many cases, it doesn't make a major impact in terms of what they have to pay in terms of registration and stamp duty.
I think, Pavitra, you all had indicated that you all plan to launch about 7.5 to 8 million square feet this year.
Yeah.
Considering that this new project could be launched before this financial year ends, do you think you would like to up the new launch, target? And what would the number stand at? And how much have you done up until now, till September?
So the number that we indicated, the 7.5 million, that was at the end of last quarter. It's basically a 4 quarters rolling projection, and it included this project because while we've concluded the transaction, we had already, tied down the property in terms of putting forth some money. So that had already entered our land bank. So in terms of how much developable land we have, in terms of our launch pipeline, our strategy is typically to acquire land and immediately put it into the pipeline for design and launch and sales and so on. So this was already part of that. So I'm not going to up the numbers. That said, we have, I think we released the news about our Hyderabad acquisition.
Yes.
So we did enter the land bank post June 30th. So that is a new addition to our land bank, plus another maybe 3.5 million square feet that would be entering our launch pipeline. But I'm not sure if we can do it in the next 4 quarters, although that's the goal. But we'll have to see in terms of design and approvals.
Okay, all right, Pavitra, thanks a lot for joining in. Appreciate your thoughts here. That is Brigade Enterprises talking about the big boom that we're seeing in the real estate market, especially in Bengaluru. And they plan to develop a new residential project there.